Yeah, we work the crap out of it in practice. We have a drill every day that we work on Tuesdays and on Wednesdays to get really good at that, because when you need a yard, you want to have something you know for sure you can go and get it.
What is your job specifically on this? How's it sound?
It depends on where they're lined up. Usually I just try to get my head as low as possible and just keep your feet moving.
Kelsey thing?
Yeah, we did in camp. We watched that.
Seth, after the game, Donovan Jackson, he said that you guys decided you had to drop in that. Was that kind of the mindset you guys had all week coming into that game, kind of set that tone?
Yeah, for sure. That's fun. That's a funny quote from Donnie. But yeah, we got called out by the media and everybody after the Nebraska game, and after losing a couple guys, and we took that personally and wanted to go out there and put a good product on the field, and that's just what we got to continue to do.
Seth, what did you see from Carson that week leading up to Penn State? Just a guy who started last year, really out of the rotation, and was really thrown into the fire there. What did you see from him that week?
When you're preparing, usually, like if there's a guy new at their position, you can kind of tell when they're messing up. And I would go to people after practice, I was like, how did Carson do? I didn't really feel like him messing up next to me. And they're like, yeah, he's doing a really good job. But he's played guard in the past during camp and preparation for the season. And but that was mostly a right. But when he moved to left, he didn't really miss a beat. And he's a great football player. He's always been a great football player.
What are the challenges? Because you played center all last year to move to guard. I don't know if you've done it in your career, but just what would those challenges be?
I haven't done a whole lot, but you're usually when you're at center, you have your right hand on the ball, and he's got his left hand on the ground now at left guard. So that just feels a little weird, I bet. You're also not like right up on the ball, you're a little bit off. So the spacing of when you're punching, the timing is a little bit different. But other than that, it's pretty much the same because you're blocking the same guys that you would at center.
Right. You talked about the offensive line taking some of the criticisms personally, using it as motivation. How do you strike that balance between using that sort of thing as fuel and not maybe taking it part too much, getting out of your element, maybe getting like pressing?
Yeah, I mean, everybody even the media wants the same thing we do. We want to be really good. So you hear that, you have a chip on your shoulder to prove people wrong, and that always helps. When you start to internalize it, if you internalize it and take it personally, it's not a recipe for success. You have to take it with a grain of salt, but know that it's a challenge placed on you, and you got to rise up to the occasion.
Ryan gave you a lot of credit for helping Carson progress, just kind of seeing how you do things. And where have you seen Carson grow the most, kind of since you've gotten here?
He watches a ton of film. He's always prepared. Even when he wasn't playing those first handful of games, he was still in there preparing and watching film after practice, coming in at 6:30, coming in at 1, just preparing like he was a starter. And he's done a really good job, and I'm proud of the way he stepped up in that game.
Centers kind of have to know what's going on everywhere. Is it helpful to have somebody who has done that next to you when you play a position like that?
Yeah, for sure, because we see the game through the same eyes. He's used to picking up on the keys where, some guys may just show up and say, I'm just going to listen to what the center tells me to do on every play, but he's been one of the guys making the points in his career, so he's always on the same page as me.
Seth, can you talk about your Run the Damn Ball hat, 100% goes to charity, kind of what inspired you to do that?
Being a lineman, I like eating food, and it's heavy on my heart that some people don't have the amount of food that I've had growing up, and so anything that I can do to help people out and be a blessing with the platform that I get, it's just what I try to do. And the Run the Damn Ball project, it's like the acronym RTDB, run to the donation box. It's kind of what I play that acronym off of. So we're just donating all the proceeds from those hat sales, and I'm working with the Mid-Ohio Food Collective to give them that money. I'm also going to set up a page just to where if people don't want a hat, they can go donate. But it's just a really fun project around this time of the year.
Seth, a quick follow-up to that. What does Buckeye Nation support mean to you to already sell out?
Oh, yeah, that was awesome. I didn't think that we were going to sell that many hats so quick. We sold 100 in like 48 hours, and I got a next batch coming, and I've already sold like 50 of those before I walked out on the practice field from 12 when I posted it. So it's just an overwhelming amount of support from the fans, and I'm super appreciative that people would kind of hop on this project with me and do a lot of good for this community.
rotation was going to be? It seemed like you guys were scared. Or did you figure that's what it was going to be?
We had a pretty good idea going through the week of what the scenarios might be, and that's just the 5 that meshed really well, and we're playing the best of practice.
To think that you guys had to kind of put like a, I'll say makeshift, for lack of a better word, line together just on the left side, and could do what you did that final drive. It wasn't like a bunch of gimmicky stuff. It was just running right through Penn State. How does that help you guys confidence-wise going forward?
Yeah, we've got a lot of guys in the room that have a ton of talent and a lot of guys that get the job done. So I think we had a lot of confidence in our ability going out there and putting a good product on the field no matter who the 5 were.
Seth, as someone who's going against him in practice, what have you seen from Edric Houston in his transition to defensive tackle?
Yeah, he's done a really good job. He's a big, strong guy. He's young, but he's improving, and that's why you can ask from a guy like that to come in and get meaningful reps in games like that.
Seth, with the pick 6, such a jarring, turn of events early in that game to be, kind of battling for a team. What did you see out of Will that you know he was going to be fine, and by extension you guys would be fine offensively?
I mean, Will's a tough MFer. He's like, he might mess up like that, but he comes through, he's like, hey, it's on me. Like, we're not going to let that affect us going forward. And there's a lot of ball left to be played after that. So 10 points is nothing when you have an offense like ours that we can go out there and have the potential to score every drive.
Casey McDonald had a play on 15 goal where he knocked the center back into the motion guard. And how often do you see those types of plays in practice from Kaden and that sort of physical force?
Yeah, every Tuesday during inside running, he gets me a couple times. That kid's a freak on the inside, and when he just lines up and he gets to run forward and run through somebody's face, he's going to do really, really well. So I'm happy to see it happen to other people and not just me.
Seth, as a graduate student, how much more pressure do you feel to go out there and win those big games with your time at OSU?
I don't think it's necessarily pressure. It's what our goals are, and I wouldn't attribute it to pressure. I'd just attribute it to that's what I want to do. I want to go out there and win games, and I want that to be my legacy, to come in here and win a lot of ball games for the school.
Seth, just real quick, is there a different feel for the off the line right now this week than this one last week?
No, not really.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Seth.
Thanks, guys.